Hello, stranger from the interwebs. This is part 2 of my ongoing series about the Transalp ownership experience. And today we're going to be going up that hill. One sec. Almost there. It's right behind this tree, I swear. There it is. We're going up that hill, and hopefully, we don't have too much of a trouble doing it. So far, I haven't had any modifications done to the Transalp. I don't have any kind of protection, the crash bars or the sump or anything on it other than the handguards. Those are ordered, but they haven't reached yet. So I'm not going to be going up a very, very steep incline or anything too crazy because, again, like I said, do not have the guards for it. But this trail that I've chosen, I would say it's maybe a 3 on 10 in terms of difficulty. It goes up to about a 6 on 10 in the monsoons. But as of right now, late September, as you can see, it's basically just compacted mud, and there's a little bit of the loose stuff here and there, but it's mostly dry, and it's quite the pleasure to ride up, if I'm being very honest. Now, for context, I feel it's important that I should mention my off-road riding skill level. I would put myself smack dab in the middle of average, right in the middle of the pack. This is just above your daily rider, daily commuter who never leaves the tarmac, and somebody who does enduro and hills bashing with friends maybe every other weekend. So just between that, where I think most of us, like 90% of us, live, that's where I'm at. I do have a little bit of trail riding experience, but it's not extensive enough to count for anything other than, maybe knowing how to pick up a bike once it's fallen down, or knowing how to pick a better line. But these are things that, well, I think you learn when you live in India and ride in India, because a lot of our roads are, let's be honest, off-road. So, yeah, in terms of my skill level, the first thing that pops out at me when I talk about the Transalp is the confidence that it gives you. That 21-inch rim will just about find its way through anything you throw at it. So far that I have been riding it, there are some things off camera that I was not able to capture, but loose rocks, loose dirt and stones, no worries. It almost lulls you into a sense of this little comfortable, balloon of this cushy feeling. You feel like, oh, I'm a better off-road rider than I actually am. You can go chugging past at 60 kilometers an hour over terrain that, well, at least, but the terrain that I would not have dared to do more than 20 kilometers an hour on. So, with that in mind, I think it's fair to say that it's very easy to get sucked into going a little faster than you probably should on the Transalp, just because of how confidence inspiring it actually is. Having said that, in this particular instance, that's probably not the best thing because I don't have any protection on it yet. But that's the thing about the Transalp. It pushes you into going faster than you should, or going into places you know you shouldn't, probably, maybe. And it just offers you this cocoon of safety, this little cushy comfort pillow of air, where it's like, you know what? Go for it. I got you. You could be going downhill or uphill on loose dirt, and if you ever find yourself thinking, oh, did I pick the right line, or is this rut going to, chew me up and spit me out in all kinds of weird mangled shapes, none of that happens on the Transalp. If I were to put it in another way, my older bike, the Tiger 1200, It was like a very serious, very intense, no nonsense instructor. If you got anything wrong, it would smack you into the ground. The Transalp feels like a buddy. Like you're sitting in your garage with your buddy. You've popped open a few beers and you're playing with your dog. That's what the Transalp feels like. You could go up the trails into crazy places you've never been before, but the Transalp knows what it's doing, and it's taking you along for the ride. And yeah, sometimes you might push too hard and you feel like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have, taken that turn, or maybe I shouldn't have taken that line, or shouldn't have gone this fast. The Transalp just shrugs it off, and you're both giggling at the end of it. Now, in terms of the settings, I'll be doing another video where I do a deep dive into the dashboard of the Transalp. But for this particular trail, for my first ever trail on the Transalp, I switched to user mode and I had the ABS set to off-road, and I had the power turned all the way up and engine braking turned a little bit like somewhere in the middle, and traction control all the way down. Proper off-road riders will tell you that you should have your ABS off, and there is a way to turn it off. I haven't figured it out yet, or rather I have a picture on my phone of how to turn it off. I just haven't tried it yet because, like I said, I'm an average rider, and so far I don't need the ABS to be off because I'm not riding that hard or that technically. So for me, the off-road ABS was non-intrusive. I never felt it come on unnecessarily or anything like that. The traction control, yes, when I was going uphill on some loose, sticky mud, the traction control was quite annoying because, of course, it cuts off and it doesn't let you, keep your momentum. So, as I, ride along, I will learn how to ride better, ride harder, maybe, do more technical stuff. But as of right now, as an average rider, I'm more than happy with the electronic suite that it currently offers. So, final thoughts on Transalp's first foray into the trails. I found that it was quite easy for me. I'm not used to trail riding. I've not done much off-roading. I found that it was very easy for me to manipulate the motorcycle where I felt, oh, you know what, I might slip here or I might get stuck here. I wasn't nervous, and I think for the most part, there is a certain forgiveness that the Transalp offers you. Where it's like, you know what, it's all right that you don't know how to ride off-road. I've got you. It does provide you with that feeling of a safety net. As I go along, of course, I'll be figuring out how to, first of all, turn off the ABS and also what to do. Because every off-road rider I see on YouTube and elsewhere, they're like, I need that ABS off. I feel like I don't know how to ride off-road. I want that ABS, I want that traction control. So, it's a journey, of course, it's a learning curve, and I think it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. I guess I'm in for a few falls and a few, hopefully not broken bones, and hopefully nothing breaks off the motorcycle. Because I do love it a lot. I've only known it for about 10 days so far, but yeah, I think we're getting to know each other quite well. Well, that's it. That was the first sort of trail riding experience of the Transalp, of at least my Transalp. And I hope to do a lot more of that. All right, I'll see you in the next one then. Cheers.